Hey everyone, it's Nicole from Life's Sweeter Side, and I'm going to show you guys a really easy technique for you beginners out there. And it's actually the wood grain that's on these crosses. And then we'll just put a little bit of, it's super quick kind of details on there. So when I set those aside, we're going to first need to flood the cookies. And then they're going to have to dry for a little bit before we do the actual wood grain piece. So I'm going to go ahead and get these flooded. So on the bottom, just flooding with my regular consistency. Just choose kind of whatever color brown you want. This is going to be, like I said, a wood grain. So you can, if you want it darker, lighter, whatever kind of wood you're going for. Just trying to flood these real quick for you. My brown I made yesterday, so looks like it's got a couple air bubbles in there is my problem today. I should have kneaded the bag before starting to flood. It would help with the air bubbles a little bit, but they're easy to just kind of poke out with a boo-boo stick. Okay, and then I've got one more here. And when I come back on to do the wood grain, we're actually going to do that with the food color itself directly. And a paintbrush. And you will see how simple it is. And you can use the technique for just to make something look weathered. In this case, it'll be just the grain of the wood. And then after I have these flooded, you do want them to dry long enough so that you can kind of touch it lightly to see if it's, that you can touch it without putting a dent in it. Or I would say probably just a couple of hours is plenty of time, because when we come back with the paintbrush, we're just gonna lightly brush on there. So we won't be putting much pressure on there, but you still need it dry. Otherwise it'll smear and make brush marks into the icing, and we definitely don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna let these things dry for a couple of hours, and then we will finish these up with our wood grain technique. All right, everyone, I've let these kind of sit and solidify so that they're not there to the touch. I'm not pressing down, just let them sit for a couple of hours. So that when I brush, I'm not making any indentions into the icing. So what I have is just a fan brush, and you can really use any kind of brush that you have. I have whatever you use, just make sure you're only using it for food. But this one I just like because it's fanned out. And then I have some this is dark, no, it's chocolate brown. Whatever color brown you want as well. Again, this is totally your preference, however you want that wood grain to look. And you can do a couple things here. So I have some, really just one drop is enough, but the brown color in here, and then I have some Everclear. I've already dipped it in there once, so that's why it's brown. But Everclear, because when you put the alcohol on, Everclear vodka works, but I think Everclear is the best, the highest alcohol proof. It dries and the alcohol dries out of it, but it dries really quickly. But that's just kind of for like a softer color brown. So I'm going to dip my brush in there to show you the two different kind of contrasts here. And then I just kind of wipe it on my parchment paper for a second. And then whatever way you want this wood grain to go, as lightly or as dark, as dark as you want it. Just going to kind of brush it on. You can, and this is something you can just kind of play with, see how you like it. I kind of like it a little bit darker. So that's with the Everclear. Now, if I were to just use just the color itself, and this color is just from Hobby Lobby, you'll notice it goes on quite a bit darker. So again, just totally depends on how you want. You can get fancy and put swirls in here too, depending on, but I just wanted to show you probably the quickest and easiest way right now as you're just learning. kind of get towards the edges. You want to make it look as real. So two different ones, the lighter one with the Everclear to kind of soften the color up. You can also use softer color browns as well, but just want to get some of these. You can tell where I kind of ended the brush. Okay, and then once I have that done, see, super, super easy. I'm just gonna put some quick decorations on there. And I'm just gonna do flowers. So the easiest way I think is, so I use these tipless bags normally for the decorating, but with flowers I like to put a little bit of put a tip on there. So I just put it into another tipless bag, make it a little bit easier to take out. If I only want the tip for maybe one flower, I can take it out and then continue with my tipless bag here. And this one's just going to be more of a rosette. Maybe. I think I need to get a different tip. I think my icing dried in there. Let me grab another tip here. As I drop everything down, or drop everything. I'm not seeing another one for that. Okay, so we won't use that one. Let's see if, okay, let's use my pink. This is a petal tip that I have in here. And you can do whatever you want. This is, I'm gonna take that off, make it a little bit easier. I'm just gonna kind of make some petals, kind of freehand them. So it's not gonna look like a perfect flower, but wanted to use my rosette one. Let's put a little yellow in the middle. Let's make it look a little bit more round. Okay, let's put another petal over here though. Sorry, just kind of cleaning this up a little bit. Okay, and then let's just do some leaves here. So I have a leaf tip. I kind of like the leaves. I don't want them always going the same direction. So some are kind of sideways. And when I'm doing these flowers and the leaves, it is pretty thick icing. Okay, let's see if we can get this purple to work, because there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a rosette right here in the middle. That's really all there is to that. That's an easy one, and that's a star tip. These I think are all Wilton, but this is a star tip. They have lots of different sizes that you can get on that. And I think what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna make some pink rosettes. So I'm just gonna switch. I'm still gonna use my purple one, because if there's even a little bit of purple in the rosette, I think it'll look kind of cool. I think I might get it out. And just do some smaller ones over here. Maybe one up here. Okay. And then we will do some more leaves on here. So for the leaves, just to kind of show you with the tip, I know I did some sideways, but if you have the tip, so it kind of looks like little, like it's a V or fish lips, or like a fish with opening its mouth. Just put that, goes to the side, so I have it up, and this will make your leaves the right side up like that. Okay. So just really quick, easy, fun ones. You can, you know, they don't have to be crosses. You could do a sign. I actually did a really quick plaque and just wrote Happy Easter on there, just really quick. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. It was, again, an easy one. I know I keep saying that, but I want to show you guys tips that are easy to replicate, so that as you're learning these great ideas that look like they might be difficult or need some skill, but they are super easy and look really nice. So thanks again for watching. If you like my videos, please follow me. You can also visit me on Facebook at Life's Sweeter Side. Thanks.